welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Megaquarium, where we're starting a new level today. We're starting in Hartcliffe. So, Hartcliffe Research Facility presents the biggest challenge you've met so far, but it's also a golden opportunity to create a really special aquarium. Looking forward to it. First of all, if you go on to enjoy this video, please let me know by clicking on the like button. And if you're new here and you'd like to see lots more creative gaming for grown-ups, don't forget to click subscribe. Your access to livestock is severely reduced here in Hartcliffe. You'll have to obtain most of your stock from merchants via the message log. Merchants offer a set of animals for a fixed price. It's a one-time thing, so animals from merchants are difficult to replace. Be careful not to let any die. Ooh, which is something that's happening a lot in the last episode. We'll talk about that in a moment. The good news is that you've inherited a significant amount of equipment with the facility. There's a well-designed maintenance room that supplies all the tanks via pumps. You'll need to redesign the aquarium layout to help your guests find all the tanks, but if you can continue to house all your equipment in the central maintenance room, you can significantly reduce your staff requirements. You have your addresses, good luck. Right, okay, so, wow, 2,000 stars we need. We can't do any research at all just yet. I guess we have to open it. But we have yellow and red grouper for sale. One blue and yellow grouper. 2 tubular sponge, 3 humpback snapper, and 6 schooling bannerfish. So literally that, like everything we've got is that. Wow. Okay, we've got to really pay attention to what we've got in the tanks here now. And the other big thing I noticed in the last one is that it says that some fish eat fish of a certain size. As those fish grow, the size they can eat grows as well, which is a bit of an issue. So I have to be really careful about that. First of all, let's have a look at what's in these tanks. We have 3 striped boxfish, 3 striped boxfishes in here. We get 18 ecology points. Their skill required. They can't be with stony corals or starfish. Otherwise, I think they're okay. Here we've got a bit of an issue. What's going on here? Lack of vegetation. Again, that's probably something we can sort. Let's close you. You need some rocks. Okay, so basically you're all in tanks that look like crap. So let's fix that first of all. Let's open up some of the platform here. I think probably for the best. Good. Not sure I really like this big one here, to be honest, but it's got 4 starfish in that I don't really want to get rid of just yet. We're gonna have to do a bit of moving around here, aren't we, to really get this one successful. Okay. Let's open this up here. Alright. And although it has said that everything should run from this, I'm going to pretty much ignore that and, and build some wall tanks here. So let's bring them round to there. And there. Okay. And then you can come with me. I'm going to pick you up. We'll pop you there for a second. You're going to do you and you. All right, but actually we need to have a good go. No, we're going to have to move you, aren't we? Right, come down here. Let's move all this properly. There we go. Right. Okay, so I don't want to move. I want to move everything separately. All right. We can buy all this sort of stuff, can we? Let's have a look. Is it all available? Yeah, pretty much everything's available, but somebody's just knocked on my door. Sorry about that. The big parcel's just turned up out of nowhere for the wife. She's out today, so it's all on me. Right. Let's do that. Let's start this again. So, these need... We're going to have to move you. Right, we're going to move you to there, okay, and then we're going to put feeding tents into both of these feeding areas even, excuse me. Oh, also thank you very much to the person who pointed out that you can click and drag these. Few people mentioned it, so I appreciate that. That's going to really help us out. Okay, let's get you move. Where are you? Here, come on. Oh, pump 1, it's there. I didn't think that was it then. Pump 1 can go there. I'm trying to think it has the best way to do this. Move you to there. Move you to there. Move you to there, and move you to there. Okay, and hope that's enough. So here we've got 3 fish, water temperature too low. Let's move. We can move 1, 2, 3 of you to there, and you seem happy now. That's good. Okay, we can get rid of this tank. Okay, and then what we've got in here, let's have a look. It was telling me that it's too cold, it needs some plants and rocks and some water filtration. Okay, so let's move 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your tangs in there. Okay, so that should, let's add a tank to it. There we go. Let's have a look. What's that done? So you need to be a little bit more filtrated and a little bit more heated. So with that in mind, even though I know you're struggling a little now as well. Okay, so let's get rid of you and you. Let's add on a power combi, should take care of the temperature. Yep, and then we'll add on a larger protein skimmer there. Okay, alright, so it's not ideal, because if we go any further back, actually we could go a bit further back. We could go further, oh no, we couldn't go further back. No, we couldn't go further back. Right, okay, because that would get in the way of the stairs. Alright, but we'll go with there, and what we're going to do is drag a wall around like this, okay, almost like it's meant to be like that. And then we can add in, we can we'll get rid of those bits, and we'll make those staff doors there, right? And that won't look awful, I don't think. Staff doors right by the tanks, that's good. Alright, and then here we have nice padded benches, so let's make the most of those. And also some drinks and chocolate. There we go, and it looks like it's meant to do it then. Good, and it's got everything it needs. This tank, well, they both need some stuff in them, so let's get some stuff in them, make them look good. Alright, so triangular tumbleweed. We can do something like that in there. It's going to be really, really full tank, this one is actually, but I'm kind of okay with it. Put some kelp in there as well, because, you know, we love the kelp. Alright, and hopefully that stays filtered. Yeah, alright, so that's a nice full tank, and then over here we'll do something similar, but we don't have to do quite as an extreme amount there. So we'll maybe just do some of those and some live rocks to increase that little bit of filtration, give us a bit of an edge on the filtration. Okay, now the big major problem is here is we don't really have anywhere to feed them from. Without moving them even further, we don't really have anywhere to feed them from, but we can put the food on this side here, I think. So let's do this. Actually, we'll get rid of you. We'll have the staff door. Okay, and then here we'll have all of our food. Actually, what we could do, what do they you just need shells, so let's put you there. And let's get rid of you, and you can be fed from this side. There we go, and that makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? So you get fed from there. Move you out of the way a little. There we go. And then over here, we'll have these two, which feed this. There we go, and this. Okay, and then we'll get some other bits and bobs in here as well that we use a lot of. So a broom stand and a tool station. Alright, and then we can get rid of you. I don't like these open tanks very much, you see. I don't mind them, but I think they should be used as like center pointy type things, you know. Right, and now what we can do is we can keep this middle bit here going, and we can keep all of these. This can go around in a big old circle, but we're going to get rid of all of you. We're going to open up this area here. Okay, and then we're going to take this tank and move it to there. So we don't have to rebuy anything. We are going to have to... We might as well just finish off this little area here. Alright. And then add in a wall. How do we do the walls for this thing? Can we do it like that? No, we have to do it like that, don't we? Yeah. We've had this issue before, I think. There we go. So we'll pop you in there. We'll get rid of you, and we'll get rid of you. And you, actually. And you. We'll add in staff doors there, and it looks like a proper little backstagey staffy bit now, doesn't it? There we go, that's cool. Right, and we'll clear out these, and we'll have another go at doing these ourselves. So, apparently, that you can do scroll wheel for them, although we don't really want to, it just needs to be that high. But now, apparently, if we put the stairs on, we can click and drag. Oh, look at that. How am I? I'm sure I must have tried that in all my years, in all my days playing this game. We must have tried that. So you're going to be, are you cold water, are you? Yeah, so we're going to keep this as a cold water tank to start off with. Okay, we might as well, we've got all the gear for it. Let's add you to it. So you're happy as is, but I mean, you ain't really got much going on. You need something else in there, else these things are going to starve. There's 2 and a baby one, is it? Or are you just, there's 4 apparently. 1, 2, 3. Huh. Has one stayed over here? No? Well, hopefully you turn up. But anyway, we need some more fish in there. So let's have a look. Here we go. So, oh, no, we can buy fish. I'm looking down here for buying fish, but we can buy fish. We need some cold fish. So you will eat crustaceans with size 2 or less, but you're not a crustacean, are you? You're a starfish. Okay. You'll grow to 6, and you need some... cave, that's fine. You need some cave, you need cockles, you don't actually get fed. So we could do 2 types of wrasse in here, as long as you're not kicking off about other types of wrasses. You do grow a little. So let's go 1, 2, 3 of you, and cuckoo wrasse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you look a little bit smaller. And I think that should be okay. The major thing here is we need copious amounts of living space, so that should give us 12. So we'll do a couple of those, and then we'll have a couple of driftwood caves. Oh, we only need 1. And if we only need the 1, let's move it. So make it a little bit more interesting. There we go. And you need that stuff to get fed. So we'll bring you down that to there. So we can get rid of you. Nothing currently is fed using that. Okay. Alright, we need to make this... Oh, no. We need to make this look a little bit cooler. So we'll put some cool stuff in it. Let's have an ancient gate. And I love the nets, you know. I think they look really good in a larger tank. Especially cold water as well. I don't know why, but I feel like cold water tank looks pretty good. In fact, you know what? I think actually... we'll maybe use that some... No, let's just delete that. I actually think the cold water tanks look good, but done a bit more like realistic. So nets and anchor, you know, as opposed like stuff you'd actually find in the sea, as opposed to like little gates and crazy stuff like palm trees and stuff. I think actually some barrels and they can't quite go up into the corner. That's fine. And then finally, just some plants, because it would be ridiculous not to have any plants, and it's got to be kelp because I'm obsessed with it. There we go. And I would say it's a pretty good looking, nice opening tank to come into. Gift shop here, and then we'll send them up and round. Okay, I would say we could probably open. We're not going to have any staff, so let's get a... Oh, we could pick an ecology product then. See, they will eat starfish, so they're no good for our big tank. So instead, I think... Oh, look at you. Marbled serpent starfish. You're new. Or you... What are you? Dislikes food. Cannot be cares with other species that eat krill. And you shoal. Oh, let's get you then. A pretty little shoaler. Okay. Somebody who's good at feeding and not much else. Feeding and fixing are like the 2 major ones we need. Feeding and fixing, there we go. Young Harry, get to work. Okay, you can be our first member of staff. Here, let's go for the nitrate reactor. Gives us that extra little bit of filtering that I think is probably going to come in handy. And other than that, we're off. I know it ain't much, but we are earning reputation, so we'll keep it as it is. I think next tank is probably going to be here. We'll try and keep this middle bit. The game is telling us to do what we've been doing anyway, to be honest with you, which is keep that central area to help with staffing, and I think that's probably a fine idea, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's open up this a little bit, and let's put in a wall first of all, because we don't like staff. We don't like non-staff seeing what we're doing. We've got the money for another tank. What about one of these sticky outy ones? We haven't got the big long sticky outy one anymore. We do have the crystal tank though for the what's it called, the jellyfish, so we could do those. But I think maybe something like this sticking out would look quite cool here. Yeah, I think that maybe needs to come in a little. 4 wide will keep the corridors. Actually, no, we'll do them 6 wide for a change. Let's try a wider corridor, see if it helps us in any way. Okay, let's do... That space isn't going to be very useful, so we might as well have that for stairs. And in here, what have we got to buy that was pretty cool? 1 blue and yellow grouper, is that it? Do you have to be alone? Yeah, you have to be on your own. Okay, it's a deal. We'll buy you and put you in there. Alright, let's pause the game a second. And what else could go in there with you? Maybe these schooling bannerfish? Need a decent sized tank. Let's have a look. You like heat? You can't be without your own type. You eat sand eel, and you give science, and you don't grow. Oh, you do grow. Up to 24. Wow, okay. I think you should still be okay in there. Let's buy you as well. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have a look at that. We just try and put another fish in there to see. 40 of 60, so I think size-wise is okay, as long as these don't grow. No, they don't. Okay. So you need green tablets and sand eels for food. So let's sort that out first of all. Sand eel dispensers can go there. And green pellets can go there. I've just realised that none of this is going to be useful because this is all chilled stuff. So let's try and fix that as a problem. We'll move these up to here. Okay, there we go. So you need temp and alcohol. Well, do you know what? We are going to use a pump because they do seem to be the way to go. So let's go for a power pump here to you. Alright, and then we'll get in a here. Let's get in a large heater to start off with. Oh, a large heater does the heating. That's great. Okay, large filter then? Not quite. Let's put a protein skimmer in there with you. Perfect. Okay, so now we just need plants and somewhere to live. You provide 8, so you're enough for homes. There we go. And plants, let's keep it simple with some eelgrass. There we go. And maybe something else in there just to give it a bit of flavour. Maybe a conch and a what's the other one? A shell. Yeah, a little bit of flavour. Okay, and they've got the food they need. So now we can box this off with a wall. And we can open this wall up. And that gives us our next tank. Alright. So last thing we want to do then is make sure we've got guest amenities around. So we'll do bench, and bin, I think. There we go. Probably need a few more bins around. So let's put one here by the entrance. Let's put one over here in this little gap. That's probably a good spot for one here as well. Yeah, okay, happy with that. And also those little arrows, we're going to start putting those down because we're going to eventually head up here. So we'll put one there and one there and one, well, that's kind of useless at the moment, but eventually one there. Okay, next thing we need then a few more of the service buildings, so let's get some toilets in. We'll do 3 there. There you go. They don't seem to cover that much of an area actually, so we probably need some up here too. We'll worry about those in a moment. So that's some toilets in, some drinks and food and stuff, not loads but enough to get us started. So again, the last thing I think we need to do then is start making the place look a little bit better. So we're going to keep this area open as blue because that's going to be our guest, our shop, you know. In fact, we can start a bit of a shop now already actually because they do spend the money. Let's do. Is it shift makes it click it again? Oh no, just. Okay, so we'll do this. All right, and then we can't build this way, can we? No, we can't build that way because it's that's the edge of the map that way. So what we'll do is we'll build a little. Well, almost like a what would be a counter area, you know. So we'll open that with the staff door. There we go, and then in there we can put down our guidebook supplies. Let's just put 2. I think that should be enough. All right, and then somebody also mentioned as well that these things will look good in a shop until we've got a few more options. They kind of open it up a little bit, which I think is a great idea. We'll also have a bench and a trash can just to kind of help us fill that space out there a little as well. All right, let's paint this place up and make it look all lovely. What are we thinking paint-wise? I really like the harborside stuff, so I think we're going to start with that. But what I want to try and do this time is actually like open it up a little bit. So let's first of all figure out where the shop's going to be. That can be the shop area there. All right. So we're actually going to leave that blue. Pretty much everything else, for now at least, will be harborside. Apart, we can't do those corners. That's really annoying without moving the tank. Which, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm going to have to do because it's the sort of thing that I lose sleep over. Alright, let's bring that around here. We're going to do the floor first, and then we'll have a look at the... Well, we'll do some of the walls. We'll have a look at the walls. All here, and here. Wee. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a fill button. Just so a guy called Phil turns up and does this for me, you know? That's what we mean by fill buttons, isn't it? Let's turn all these into harbour tanks because it looks good. Okay. Don't forget the doors. And the tanks there. Good stuff. Like I say, we're going to leave that blue. Oh, do you know what? We can't actually change that archway, so we might as well just leave that one speck blue there, else it's going to look weird, isn't it? Back to harborside paint for us to do this. Alright, and whoops. Actually, Joe, I'm going to keep the edges blue just for sake of clarity for now, at least, you know. Just so we can really see where we're going. The only bit that really needs to be harborside, if it can be, is the back of that, but it can't. That's fine. But this side is. That's fine. All right, cool. So there's that. I'm actually going to move you. This is going to really mess things up, but you've got to get moved because you need to get fixed. So we're now going to go to shipwreck paint, and we're going to do all of you shipwreck paints, and these 4 corners, because that's where the tank sits on top of. We can now go back. We can click on you and link you up to this. And there we have a lovely bit of wood, so to speak. I kind of like the idea of having this as a following the path, you know. So this sort of comes up, and maybe even like comes to these, you know, like that. Let's really try and spend a little bit more time making it look good, you know. So we're going to have a 3-way coming in here. You know what I mean? Okay. To there and to there. This comes in either side. All right, and then we'll do a double row here, and we'll move you onto the path there. Oh, we've missed a bit here. Let's go back to painting. First of all, harbour side, that needs to be that square there, doesn't it? Okay. And then shipwreck paint needs to sort of come like that. There we go. It looks a little funky, but the idea is that the wood, you know, you follow the woods through the area now. And then we can look at some of these, but I don't think any of them particularly work very well outside, apart from maybe the palm trees. They're pretty sweet. I quite like the palm trees, so I feel like we could probably get away with a couple of those, with a little bit of the sand paint on the ground around them, just as like little bits of light theme. That's not what I wanted to do, but it'll do. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Cool. Right, so let's speed up. Let's play the game. Let's have a little look how people are getting on, see if stuff's getting all working out. Because it's one thing to make the place look good, but it's another thing to actually have stuff fed properly. You know, I reckon we could probably afford a second member of staff. Again, who's just sort of focused on feeding and fixing. Wade, come on in, Wade. Feeding and fixing so far. Oh, we are going to need somebody who does gift shop. And that was the other thing that somebody mentioned, is we really need to... Don't tell me something's been eaten. An unprecedented vitality. Oh, here we go. Some quests. Base prestige is going to be plus 120. That's important. Different wimps. And we've got a lovely butterfly fish for sale. That's a wimp. Nice. All right, we'll get working. We'll get started on some of them next time. But first of all, let's sort out some of our staff. So where are you, Yvette? You're going to focus on gift shop, okay? And your zone is going to be that area there, okay? And then where's our other staff? Let's zone. Let's do some zoning. Wade. Okay, so both of you. You're going to get an area, alright? And your area is going to be create a new zone. So one of you is going to do this area, because you've got to be able to walk around, haven't you? So one of you is going to do that area. That was Wade. And Harry, my good man, you are going to be zone 3. I wonder if we can name those. And your zone 3 is going to be that area. Yeah, you don't technically have to come out and see people, do you? You're the ugly guy who nobody really wants to see. You're just in the back and you just talk to fish. All right. But other than that, I think we're up and running. Okay, we're already on 340 out of 2,000. That's good. Guests 22 out of 70. That should be this should be no problem. Next episode we can branch out a little. I think that's a pretty solid start of the new level. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you can give us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, or suggestions, you can pop those down in the comments. If you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at John T. Sparrow. If you'd like to join in with the Geekism community, you can do so over on our Geekism Discord server. You'll find the link for that. And, oh, look at that tank there. Ooh. You'll find the link for that in the description. And thank you very much to all of our Patreons that make this content possible. You can find out more information at patreon.com/geekism. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.